would say I started to cook when I was younger with my mom. I was a pretty picky eater growing up, so by sitting in the kitchen with her and watching her cook, it made me feel a little bit more brave about trying new things that I wouldn't have otherwise. While I was never really an active participant in her cooking, as I got older, I would start cooking with her more often, such as if we went camping or when I was just home alone with my sister, we would cook a lot together. So it's always been kind of a very family centric activity in my house. Um, like I said, because it's something I use to in order to feel more brave to try new things. Something I do want to learn how to cook is pork. My mom hated cooking pork growing up, and so I don't really have a ton of experience with it. That being said, I really want to learn how to cook really good pork chops because I feel like it's something that everyone doesn't like, and I think it would be really cool to be able to do it really well. On my journey of learning how to cook pork, I'm actually very well known in my friend group for my pork tacos. Um, Probably one of my favorite things to cook. It's pretty easy. It's one of a slow cooker recipe, and it is pretty fun. You're able to change it a lot depending on what you're in the mood for, whether you want something more of a sweet pork, a spicy pork, or somewhere in between. Something I can't live without in the kitchen, though, is there's two recipe books I have. While they're not technically recipe books, they are more of a cooking guide. One is called Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, and it's all about the basics of cooking, and it kind of just teaches you how to think outside of the box with recipes rather than having to follow it exactly. And so you're able to come up with your own and do whatever you want with them. The other one is a book called The Flavor Bible, and all it is really just a dictionary of foods. So, for example, you can look up something like salmon, and then it would list out flavor profiles or even other foods that pair well with it. And so I use that a lot when I'm cooking new things that I don't know quite how to pair with or how to properly season yet. And that's a really good thing to have. That being said, something that I think is totally overrated in cooking is that people, I think, have a habit of making it into a very preppy and very complicated matter. Cooking is just you in the kitchen making something you like. You can make it fancy, you can try and make it pretty, but at the end, it all goes in the same place. And as long as you like it, it doesn't really matter. I use cooking as a form of de-stressing. It's very relaxing for me. It's one reason I don't like people being in the kitchen with me when I cook. It's that it's me time. Leave me alone. And so I think it really hampers the experience when you try and add that stressor of needing it to look nice or to be perfect. Like, as long as you're able to cook for yourself to your preference, it doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks about it.